been put in situations, even with the legal system, that I've really beat odds that I couldn't have done without God. I mean, He really and truly did this for me. I'd like to think that I had a part in it, but at the end of the day, He really took control of my life. And when I allowed that to happen, great things have happened. Great barriers have been broken.
Another inmate, he had asked me, he said, if you were to die tonight, where would you wake up? Would you find yourself in hell or would you find yourself in heaven? And I didn't have an answer. I really didn't have an answer. And it made me think. After him asking that question, he led me through some scripture in Romans, and called the Romans Highway to Salvation. And we went through the scriptures, and through that, I believed on that night that I really did give my life to Christ. It's been a struggle since. It's been hard. I've backslidden some, but He's a forgiving God, and He's always been there to pick me up.
I was reading the testimonies of the people just their salvation experiences, you know, the transformations in their lives, and man, I was crying my eyes out. I was like, this is beautiful. I was seeing through the words of their testimony the real beauty of God, you know, that I never experienced in my life before. And it was right there that I dedicated myself. I was like, God, you know what? I don't know much about you, what I learned in Sunday school, but I know that I can't do much. I can't do nothing with this thing anymore. You gotta take my life. You gotta help me out. You gotta do this.
I don't know. I was just reading the Bible one day, looking for loopholes as usual, and it just hit me. Just like a light switch went off. And it was really scary, but it was really awesome too. Since God came into my life, since I came to know Christ, God has done a complete 180 on me. I had no morals, I had no values. I was a horrible person, and I honestly deserved to be in jail. But God gave me a reason to be able to hold my head high and be proud, even though I've done the things I've done. He gave me a reason to love myself, and not only that, but He gave me a whole new way to live life. Not just have life, but to have a rewarding and fulfilling life. And my life is a million times better than I ever dreamed it ever could be because of Him now.
I fell to my knees and just desperate. I came broken to God and said, please, I know that I'm doing something wrong. I know I'm doing everything wrong. Please intervene in my life. And as true as I'm sitting here, a peace came over me during that prayer. It was unsurpassed by any peace I've ever felt, whether it be by a drug or alcohol or a significant other or even my children. I was at peace.
You know, one day when I came back from court, actually, judge sentenced me to 8 years. And I was hurt, confused. I didn't understand. I thought I was being obedient to God. And I laid on my bunk for like 4 days. I didn't read, I didn't pray, I didn't do anything. And God, on that 4th day, He told me, He said, do you still love me? I said, yes, I do. And He asked me again, no, do you still love me? I said, yes, I do. He said, I will need you to get up. You see these other men around you right now? You profess that you love me. Well, if you fall away right now, you're going to cause a lot of these men to stumble. So I need you to get up. And I've been fighting ever since. You know, and I've been seeking Him and trusting Him. And since then, things have just been happening in my life. Like I said, my marriage has been reconciled. I get visits now every weekend from my wife and my children. I speak to them twice a week over the phone. And it's by the grace of God. There's nothing that I've done. It's all about the grace of God.
I started writing a letter to my dad on this little index card, the big ones. And I started writing it from the perspective of me as a little kid, 6 years old, 7 years old, and I was like, what did I do? Sorry. What did I do to make you not love me? What is it about me? Sorry. What is it about me that you hate? You know, I'm sorry if there's anything I've done wrong. I just want you to be my dad. You know, I just want my dad. And it's just basically, it was a whole lot. You know, I don't remember it by memory, but that's basically what the gist of it was. And by the end of that, I was sobbing. You know, it was uncontrollable. It was like from deep down here, it was just coming out. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it. Next thing I know was moving on impulse. I just grabbed another card and I start writing this. I start writing another letter, and it's from me now, from me, the perspective then to the little kid, writing to me as a little kid. And I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm just writing this thing, and I'm writing this thing, and it's like, you are loved no matter what. You are valuable. You are worthy to be loved. You don't have to do anything to earn it. You can't do anything to lose it. You are loved because of who God says you are. And this was just coming out. It was coming out. Come back in the room. I called my dad, who's still in that city. I called my dad, and I'm like, Dad, you know, I just wrote these things down. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but I really feel like I need to share this with you. And so I read them. I'm like, you know, I just started writing this. I was telling him, gave him basically what I was doing, and I read it to him. By the end of that, I was crying again. He was crying. And I was like, yeah, but that's not it. I gotta write you this one. And I gotta read you this one. And I read him that one. And by the end of that thing, we were both just sobbing our eyes out, you know. And I'd never cried with my dad before in my life. Not a single time had I even heard my dad cry. And he, for the first time in his life, he really apologized to me for everything that he'd done, you know. The next day, saw him in the morning. He came by and we just hugged for about 35 minutes. And I know that God allowing that to happen right before He takes me out of that place, that was divine. You know, no man could have planned that thing.
Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him. He will direct your paths. For so long in my life, I've always relied on me, and it hasn't worked out. But as soon as I trust God, it's worked out. So that's my favorite verse. Amen.
Because even when I sometimes am so down that I don't have hope for myself, I know that there's hope in the Lord. I know that God never gives up on me. I'm here. That's a testament in itself. I'm here. And I'm hopeful, and I feel hopeful. I'm not just saying it, I feel wonderful. I've had so many comments from officers and volunteers like, Michelle, you're always so happy. I am truly happy today. I really am. I have no burdens. Feels good.
Set a good example in the way I live so that, you know, maybe somebody will say, I see that she's changed. What's different about her? And then I can tell them that it was God, that it was Jesus.
In July of last year, my father committed his life to Christ. And he just sent me a letter about a month ago saying that my journey with Christ has been inspirational to him, that it has renewed in him a new desire to seek out truth, a new desire to examine every aspect of his life. And I can't thank God enough for that, you know, because I wasn't trying to tell my dad what I believe or what's true. I was just writing him letters about the joy that God has filled me with, and, you know, the everyday experience that I have walking with Christ, and, you know, especially the enjoyable times here in the Mind Dome, the things, just the inspiring statements that a lot of the teachers come in with, you know.
I'm going straight to heaven. I know without a shadow of a doubt that the last voice I hear when I'm dying will be the voice of Christ. And the voice I hear when I'm awakened with my new spirit, with my spirit, will be Christ.
This is really, you know, it sounds very strange to say it if you're not inside this ministry, but this place can be beautiful, you know, and it really can since everything is working together for God's purposes anyway, when somebody is receptive to that and they allow this place to be used by God in their lives to, whether it be, as you say, to recommit, or whether it be to have their first real encounter with God and develop a personal relationship with Him, this place can be awesome. And that's one of the reasons why, if you do ministry here, there's nothing quite like it because you don't get that just anywhere.